In this lab, we will see how we can pass data in MVC. In other words, how we can pass data from action to action, how we can pass data from action to a view or a controller to a view. So in this lab, our main concentration is to understand what are the different mechanisms of passing data in a MVC architecture. Now, as a ASP.NET Web Form developer, remember when I say ASP.NET Web Form developer means your old behind code way of coding. So as a ASP.NET Web Form developer, the various ways of doing session management or the various ways of passing data around your application was by using view state, by using hidden fields, by using session variables, etc. Right? Now, first point, important point, and must be that this point would break your heart as a ASP.NET developer. There is no view state in ASP.NET MVC. Again, I repeat, there is no view state in ASP.NET MVC. Also, I would like to break your heart 2 or 3 more times here. So first thing, forget about view states. There is no view state in MVC. Forget about behind code. There is no behind code in MVC. You can see here, I have this view created called as gotohome.cshtml, but I do not have gotohome.cshtml.cs. Okay. So the second thing which will break your heart is that there is no behind code. And the third thing, there are no server controls. So 3 points, and I will tell you why it is like this later on. Okay. Because I've still not discussed about why MVC. But 3 important points here. There is no view state, there is no behind code, and there are no server controls which you can use in MVC, right? So if there are no view states, so how do we pass data around MVC? There are 3 primary mechanisms by which you can pass data in a MVC architecture. The first one is view data / viewBag. The second one is temp data, and the last one is session variables. So let us go step by step. Let us go one by one. So let us start first from view data / viewBag. If you want to pass data from controller to the view, or I'll say rather from action to the view, then you will use view data or viewBag. Again, I repeat, I'm starting with the first option, view data / viewBag. If you want to pass data from controller to the view, then you will use view data or viewBag. So for example, over here now, if you see, I have an action here called as go to home, and this action actually goes and kicks off this view here called as gotohome.cshtml. So this is the same example which we had created in the previous labs. So let's say that I want to set some data over here, okay, and this data I want to pass it to that CSHTML file. So for that we are going to use view data. So I'll say here view data. The way to go and set view data is by typing like this, view data, and let's say I will say here my time. Okay, so I'll set some value of time here. So in order to set the value of time, I'll just say date time now dot to toString, right? So toString, okay, right. So you can see here what I'm doing is I'm setting a view data inside my go to home action, and after that I'm kicking off this view here, go to CSHTML, go to home.cshtml, right? So because I've set the view data here, right, I can go and access this view data in this page here. So I can say here, for example, let me make the fonts bigger. So I can say here br, and I can say @. Now remember that this is a Razor view. I'll talk in more details about Razor later on. Okay. So whatever view data is set over there, I would like to go and display it here. So remember our view data name is my time. So I'll say here display my time. Great. So let us go and run this application here. So I'm going to go and put a debug point here, and let me go and hit the debug button. So you can see there my application is running in a debug mode. So the first thing which you would ask me is that basically why is it running straightforward into go to home? How did it go into go to home? You can see here currently my URL, I haven't even typed it, right, and it has suddenly gone into go to home. If you remember right, in our route.config CS file, in the previous lab, we had said that if the URL is nothing, just go and kick off this action go to home. You can see here we had added some routes, and in that routes, if you don't type any URL, that means something like this empty, it will by default go and kick off go to home. So that's what it is doing. So that's fine, it is working. So you can see now I'm setting this view data over here, right? And this view data is set inside the action. Now if I do a F11, so once this action has been executed, it starts executing the view here. So it goes here F11. You can see now view data helps to maintain data from controller to the view. So if I go and add this to my quick watch here, just to quickly see if my data is seen here. Yes, it is seen. You can see this date and time was set inside this action here go to home, and it is now passed very easily to the view. So if I run this application, you should be able to see this view data displayed on the view here. So view data helps you to pass data from controller to the view or from action to the view. So the view data is nice to use, but the syntax of view data is bit cryptic. Means, for example, you have to say view data, then you have to say square bracket, then you have to say double quotes, you have to give the name and etc. Right? We have something called as view bag. View bag is nothing but it's a syntactic sugar over view data. In other words, it simplifies your syntax of view data. So rather than typing like this view data and square bracket, what you can do is you can do something like this. You can just say view bag dot my time is equal to datetime dot now dot string, right? Now to display this my time in the view, we have to say here @ my time. So the output will be same. So if you just go and do a control F5 here, so you can see that our application is running and it is showing the same output, what we have seen using view data. But the syntax at this moment is using view bag, and you can see the syntax is very simple. It is just view bag dot and the property name. But there is a word of caution here. This syntax is simple, but internally it uses the dynamic keyword. So if you move your mouse, you can see here view bag uses the dynamic keyword, and remember that dynamic keyword uses reflection. In case you are new to dynamic keyword, what exactly is dynamic keyword, you can go and see our video on the dynamic keyword where we have explained how dynamic keyword actually works internally. So internally the dynamic keyword on runtime tries to figure out if you have a my time property or not. So in other words, it's like just doing reflection internally. So remember that you should use view bag until when you need it, or else view data is a good thing. I know that the syntax are cryptic, but still the performance is much better as compared to view bag. So you will use view data or view bag when you want to pass data from controller to the view. Now let us take this simple scenario here. Let's say that there is a request, and that request goes from one action to another action, and from that action it goes to a view. So the question is, will view data or view bag be maintained from action to action? So let us see this. So what I'll do is I'm going to go and copy this code over here. So as soon as somebody hits this index here, I will say here return redirect to action. So I'll say here go to this action which is called as go to home, go to home, which is lying in the controller. You can see there is a controller name here, home controller, right? So you can see here what I'm doing is, as soon as somebody goes and hits this index over here, he goes and he hits go to home. So I'm going to go and put a debug point over here, and let me go to my route config.cs file, and let me remove this route which is a default route, because what's happening is every time I go and run this program, it actually goes and kicks off this route by default. Okay, so I'm going to go and delete that route. So you can see here now what's happening is, if somebody goes and say http localhost /home/index, it will go and hit this. He will go and hit go to home. Okay, so let us see that if data is maintained from action to action using ViewBag or view data. Remember, I'm using ViewBag, but internally ViewBag uses view data. So let me go and build this project here. So I'm going to go and build this solution, and I will just do a F5 over here. So F5. So you can see now it is hitting this index here. So I'm going to go and set this ViewBag. So you can see now the ViewBag, if I go and just say quick watch, you can either do a quick watch, or what I'll do is I'll do this pin to source. This pin to source, what it does is it actually goes and just puts the data onto the Visual Studio here like this. Okay, so much better way of viewing the viewing, as compared to quick watch and add watch, right? So you can see here he has set this ViewBag, right, and that is very good. So I'm going to go and run this program ahead, and let me go here ahead. Now you can see here, if I go and do a reload here, right, if I go and do a reload, you can see it is null. In other words, ViewBag does not maintain data from action to a action, or from controller to a controller. ViewBag or view data only maintains data from controller to a view. So the next question is, what can help us to maintain data from action to action or controller to a controller? And that's where we have the second thing called as temp data. So let me just go and close this program here. So in order to use temp data, the syntax is almost same. We have to just use the word temp data. The syntax is very much same like view data. So I'll say temp data. Let's say I'll say this is my time temp. Okay, so my time temp indicates that it is a temp data variable. I'll just say date time dot now dot to string. Great. So let me go and run this program here again. So I'll just build this. So again, the syntax of temp data is very much similar to view data. Temp data, square bracket, double quotes, the name of the temp data variable, and set the value. So let me run this program, and again let me put this temp data to the quick watch, or I'll pin it to the source here. So again, let me right click on this and say pin to source. So you can see that I have temp data here, I have view data. So you can see both the values are set. You can see now at this moment, very quickly, at this moment I am on index action, right? And on the index action I have set values to both temp data as well as ViewBag. Okay, remember, you either set to ViewBag or view data, it is one and the same thing. ViewBag is a collection of view data. Okay, so it is just a syntactic sugar over view data. So you can see here I've set the value to temp data as well as I have set the value to ViewBag. Now here I'm doing a redirect to action. In other words, I'm going from index action to action go to home, right? But the time I go from this index to go to home here, for example, when I go to home, okay, you can see this ViewBag has become null, but look at temp data. Temp data has still survived it. So in other words, if you want to maintain data for a complete request, when I say a complete request means, from action to action and then from action to a view, then you will use temp data. If you want to just maintain data from action to a view, then you will use ViewBag or view data. So if I now move ahead, let me go back to my view here. So let us do F11 on the view. So you can see now I am inside my view here, but here also if I try to access, you can see that in my watch window I have put view data. Let me go and also put temp data. Let's see that if temp data can be seen here or not. So I'm going to go and take this temp data variable here, and I will try to put it here. You can see now I am debugging inside my view here. You can see I'm doing a F11. You can see I'm at this moment inside my view, and I have both the variables temp data as well as view data which has survived. Remember, this temp data has survived right from action to action and from action to the view here. The view data I have set again here. You can see here I have set again this view bag, I'll say rather, in my go to home. That's why it is seen here. And you can also see one very important point. I have set here view bag, but I can see that my time from view data as well. Why? Because view data and view bag is one and the same thing. So you can see this temp data has survived from index to go to home and from go to home till the view, while the view bag or view data survives only from go to home till the view. Remember, this view data which you are seeing date and time here, it is seen because I have set the view bag again. I'm again repeating, this view data or the view bag data which you are seeing here, it is seen because in the go to home I have set the view bag my time again, right? So again summarizing, if you want to move data only between action to a view or from controller to a view, you will use view bag or view data. View bag is nothing but it's a syntactic sugar over view data. If you want that your data should persist for the whole request, so in that whole request you can move from action to action and from action to a view, then you should use temp data, right? But now let me do like this. Let me go and run this program. So there it runs, and let us say I again go and hit this index. So let's say I again go and hit this index, and let me press enter here. Okay, so index, yeah. Now remember, this is a second request. I have still not closed my browser. I did not close my browser. I have again entered into this index action, right? Now, okay, let me do it again, okay, because I have surpassed the break point. So let me run this, and let me again go and hit this action. So let me again go back. Remember, I have not closed my session. I have not closed my session. I have not closed my browser. I am re-entering the thing again. You can see now the temp data is null. Again, you can watch over here on my screen. I am hitting again a second request, right? And you can see that temp data has not survived in the second request. So remember, temp data is for only one request. Now that one request can go from action to action, from action to a view, right? So in order to maintain data between requests, you have to use your old friend session variables. Okay, so in other words, if I use a session variable now, so let's say, so I'm going to go and use a session variable, session not to string. So now again, let me go and run my program here. So there it is. So again, here is my temp data. Here is my view bag. Also, let me go and put this session variable to the pin, right? And here is my session variable. Okay, both of them are moving. Okay, there it is. So now I am inside this index action. I am setting the temp data. I am setting the session variable. I'm setting the view bag. You can see here for view bag, I have to always do a reload here, which I did not have to do with temp data and session. Why? Remember, view bag is dynamic. So because it is dynamic, I have to reevaluate it again and again. Remember, view bag is dynamic. Dynamic uses reflection internally. Be very careful if you are using view bag. Instead of view bag, use view data. So now let me move ahead from this index action to the go to home. Okay, So I'm jumping from one action to the other action. What will happen? First thing, the view bag will not survive. Okay, so I'm going to go and jump from this to this. So if I now try to load the view bag, you can see it has become null. But you can see here the temp data and session variable, both of them have survived, right? Now let us go from action to the view. Now you can see here I am again setting the view bag here. Remember, the view bag is null. I am again setting it here in go to home. That's why it is getting the value. Okay, so don't confuse that view bag is persisting data from action to action. Okay, so again I've set the view bag here. Now let me go to my view. So when I'm inside my view, so you can see here now I'm debugging here in the view, right? So in this let me just take my watch window here. So you can see here the view bag has survived. Survived means I have set the value again, so that's why it is coming here. Remember, again it's a view bag, but I'm seeing it as a view data. It does not matter. Again, let me go and put the session variables as well. Let's see that if session variable has also survived. I'm going to go and put it here, right? So you can see even the session variable is alive, right? So good. So I'll continue. I see my page here, very good. But now let's say I again send a request. Now this is a second request. Okay. Now in this second request, temp data will not survive, view data will not survive, but session will survive. Session will survive until you close the browser. So the session variables are your old variables which you have been using in your old classic ASP, which you have been using in your old ASP.NET Web Forms, right? So I'm going to again do an enter, and you can see now view bag has gone off. You can see I'm hitting the action again, right? This is a second request, fresh request. Okay, session view bag has gone off, temp data has gone off, but you can see that session variable has survived. So you can see here is a simple image which summarizes everything. So if you want to just maintain data from controller to the view or from action to the view, you will use view data. If you want to maintain data for a complete request, now that complete request can go from controller to a controller, or I'll say rather from action to action, and then from action to a view, then you will use temp data. But as soon as you initiate a new request, right, even though you have kept your browser open, the temp data dies off, and also the view data or the view bag dies off, right? So if you want to maintain data between multiple requests, or until your browser is open or until your session is open, then you have to use session variables. So remember, view data or view bag only from controller to the view, temp data for a single request, irrespective it passes from action to action or from action to a view. And if you want to maintain data for a complete session, that means until your browser is open, then you will use session variables. Also, one more important point, don't forget, view bag uses the dynamic variable, so be very careful about it. Okay, and view bag is nothing but it's a syntactic sugar over view data. So view bag is like a collection of view data. Okay, so again, when you're using view bag, be very careful. Try to use view data maximum number of times, or try to use view data wherever possible. Even though the syntax is cryptic, it is still a good thing to use. But there are times where you want your variables or your properties to be dynamic on runtime, then you can go for view bag. Now, one of the things which can come to your mind when you are watching this lab is why they have given so many ways of passing data around MVC. The whole point, why they have given so many ways of passing data around MVC is so that that data is used, or that memory is occupied till what is needed. For example, when you pass the data from controller to the view, after that you don't need that data, right? So what will happen? This view data or view bag will go for garbage collection. By doing so, it will put less stress on your memory, on your server memory. For example, look at temp data. For one single request, this guy is alive. After that, temp data goes for garbage collection. So the point, why they have given so many ways of passing data around is so that, it puts less stress on your memory, so that the data is used when it is necessary, it is in scope when it is necessary, and as soon as the work of that scope has been finished, garbage collector runs at the background and collects them and releases your RAM, right? So remember that when you're using this three mechanism, don't use session variables as a first option. Think about it, give 2 minutes, think about it, that do I need this data beyond this point? If not, then make a choice of view data, temp data accordingly. And in case if you think yes, no, that we do want to survive the data until the browser is open, then you can go and use session variables. So right, so this lab was of 20 minutes, but I'm sure that this 20 minutes was worth spending. So we learned about view data, temp data, and view bag and session variables. So from 16 hours of a training or from our 2 days of Learn MVC, we have almost done with 1 hour of a training. So 20 minutes this and the previous 30 minutes, right? I know it is so boring to carry, and we have 15 more hours to go, but I'm sure that the journey is going to be very exciting, and I am there to teach you. Only thing is that you should be there to learn. So don't give up. The remaining 15 hours is coming. We are committed to this this learning program, and your support is equivalently necessary. And one more thing what we have started is we have started offline classes as well for MVC. So the offline classes are again of 2 days. 2 days means 16 hours. So for 16 hours, you sit, we have our premises, you come to our premises and learn. Now, this one is a separate program which happens offline. But in case you are an online Questpond member, what you can do is you can send a mail at questpond@questpond.com, and I will let you know, where these trainings are happening. So currently we are doing these trainings in Mumbai at this moment, Mumbai, which is in India. But in case you are in some other location, in case, if we are doing that 2 days program over there, we would like to invite you. Okay. So again, we are all there to support you on Skype. We are all there to support you, on phone, on email. You have to continue learning this. Your continuation is very important. I am definitely there. I am just a facilitator, but at the end of the day, you should not give up. So rest of the 15 hours is coming. Don't give up. Let's learn MVC. Let's become a MVC professional. Thank you so much.